If you are in a cash challenge, first key point, determine your exact financial position and figure out what's all the money that you owe and what's all the money that you have coming in. Liam, assets and liabilities or a balance sheet, what should people do and how they go about doing this?
Yeah, I mean, what you want to list here, so as Marty said, assets are what you own, liabilities are what you owe. So you want to start with the simple things. What are your bank account balances in funds, their assets? If you owe the bank money, their liabilities. So you want to start listing down, firstly, assets, what you own, bank accounts, any property, plants and equipment, so your vehicles and the likes, any of your tools in there. Another big asset, like we've been talking about, is that receivables balance. So you want to be really taking a good look at that and see, are they all recoverable first and foremost, because you want it to be a position based on what you can recover over the next little while. And likewise, your liabilities, you want to be including your creditors. So what do you owe to your suppliers? What do you owe to your employees as well? So thinking about things like holiday pay, make sure you're including that in there, because that is something you will have to pay out to them if a staff member left, or if you went belly up, you'd have to pay that out. So just taking a good look at—
Unless they're a contractor.
Unless they're a contractor. So that is one of the risks that contractors take, and that's why they generally get paid a higher amount. But yeah, if you are using contractors, there won't be any obligations there to pay them anything. But a lot of people forget to actually book that holiday pay on their balance sheet when I'm talking about the year-end financials. It is something that you will owe if you do have employees, so make sure you're factoring that in as well. So just a snapshot of what you own versus what you owe there.
Cool. And you can break this down over 30 days into what money have you got coming in and what money's going out and when. And a massive thing here is to work out the timings so that you get some good clarity around what does your bank balance look like as you go through this situation. If you have a look down the bottom, if you do this in Xero, it's going to give you a graph so that you can see when you dip into the red. You can then see, hey, do I need to extend my overdraft? Do I need to get some credit cards? What do I need? Do I need to structure some deposits closer together? What do I need to do to make sure that I can cover off that shortfall? So what we're talking about here, you can work through this in the workbook to work out who are all your debtors and who are all your creditors. So what money's coming in, what money's going out. Add that up, total, put the dates by it, and that's going to help give you some good insight into where you're actually at. Now, one of the things that we haven't covered, or we didn't cover last week, was your monthly personal position. So what does your personal position look like? Are you actually paying yourself a salary, and is it enough to cover your personal outgoings each month? So I would recommend doing a personal budget and having a look at what can you trim personal-wise that's going to make a big difference. So maybe you're eating out more than, probably not at the moment, maybe you're eating out more than you could or should be. What can you trim off those monthly outgoings?
Yeah, I know I can trim the Sky Sport. I just thought about that then, Marty. I haven't watched live sport for 2 months. Why am I paying the bill?
Yeah, exactly. 100% right. Now, key things that you want to be having a look at, we've got trainings on each of these. Your contract, how that's structured. A lot of key tips that we've previously discussed on overhead recovery margin, what happens if the job gets pushed out. Some of our members even charge 20 to 25% if they sign the contract but the job doesn't go ahead. You can recover money from the client. Basically, you can put into your contract whatever the other party is willing to sign. And if you have a master builder's contract or any of the other core ones, then you can add in addendums, extra clauses for your particular contract. Any key ones that you add in, Russ?
The most of the standard contracts cover that, you know, and with my contract works and all that. But yeah, it is hard to. It's actually hard for a client to get out of a contract. Yeah, once it's signed in, there's clauses in there. They can't just give you the muck around. So yeah, I'm very fortunate that I haven't had that situation, but I know of other builders that have had that situation of have reclaimed money just for all the efforts and the things they put in at the start. But yeah, that definitely it's in my contract. Definitely need to be putting that in there. What if they have to pay out for whatever reason?
Even simple things like admin fee for variation. So if they don't proceed with a variation, you might charge them $250 to $500 admin fee for any variation that they don't proceed with, because you're having to go and price things up at the merchant, you're having to talk to sub-trades, and you're putting a lot of pricing time into it. So you make them aware of that and you say, hey, we're happy to go ahead with any variation. We'd love to do it. But just know that we're putting quite a bit of time into going and sourcing this, pricing things up, talking to people. And if you don't go ahead with it, then we need to account for our time.